What's going on, YouTube? Got another video here. I'm about to go through the parts that I acquired to do a remote start install on a 2013 Honda CR-V. Just wanted to get a few things out of the way. One, I'm not a professional installer. I'm just a regular guy who decided to start doing remote start installs for myself. And now I kind of do them for friends and family whenever they come up. After kind of doing research, figured I'd do a few videos just because I found it to be kind of difficult to acquire information for doing your own install, and so I thought these would be helpful. Also, I had a few videos that I was supposed to upload for the actual installation for 3 vehicles before, and that was I had a video for an Acura TL, a Honda Element, and a FJ Cruiser. And unfortunately, the memory card got corrupted, and I was not able to retrieve those videos, so I was not able to upload those to YouTube. But hopefully this one goes smoother, and I think I learned my lesson to not use any memory card besides SanDisk, so we should be good now. So let me get back into this. For this install, I did a bit of research, and I figured that the easiest route to do the installation on a 2013 Honda CR-V would be to use this newer remote start module that CompuStar has, and that is the DC3 over here on the left. They basically sell you the remote start unit itself, and it doesn't come with anything else. It's just the remote start unit. So if I open this up, it's literally just the unit. So you get the actual, what some people would call the module, the brain, whatever, and you get, looks like a hood pin cable and some zip ties, and that's all you get in this. From there, you basically have to decide what the best option for your vehicle is, and they kind of help you navigate that when you go on the website and you kind of look it up. It'll let you know, this is there's a wiring harness for your vehicle. In my case, for this 2013 Honda CR-V, there was this HA3 cable or harness available, and basically what this allows you to do is this gives you the wiring harnesses, what they call the T-harness, to plug and play almost with your vehicle if it's available. It's not, these aren't available for every vehicle, but if it is, then this is a great option because it allows you to do the remote start install with very, very few connections to the actual vehicle's wiring. You don't have to splice in or tap into any of the existing wiring. Usually you can just plug in the harness that's available here. And what I mean by tap in or splice in is traditionally you'd have something like this that would come with your remote start kit, and each one of these cables would be, you'd strip the wire, and then you would strip the wire on the vehicle's harness, and you'd have to attach it, secure it, tape it, for each individual wire, identifying which one's your 12 volt, which one's your ignition, which one's your starter, etc. So instead of using a harness like this, if your vehicle has the ability to use a T-harness, then you can just buy this, and it's way simpler to do. For this one, could have gone either route, but this is the simpler route, so I went with this one. If I open this here, these are the cables that come inside. Put this here. So what I got was, this is the main T-harness. So this is what's going to have your 12 volt, your ignition, your starter, accessories. And essentially what happens is you take this black connector here, and you're just going to plug it into the remote start module like that. It plugs right in, and then the other end you would go onto in this case for this CRV, I'm going to unplug the harness from the actual vehicle. I'm going to plug it in here, and I'm going to take this one and plug it back into the vehicle. So super simple. And I think on this particular, these cables aren't going to all be used because obviously this is a kit that supports a few range of vehicles. In this case, it says Honda and Acura's 2008 plus. So every cable is not going to be used. I believe, from what I've looked at, I would be using this cable here. This will plug in to this slot right there on the remote starter. And then on the other end, there's another little plug here. This connects to this little white plug here. And then this is the T-harness that would go into the vehicle. So I would unplug the harness that matches this on the vehicle, plug it in here, and then plug this right back into the Honda CRV. And I might need, I think, this particular one, same thing, plug into the remote start, and then I'd have to look up what these are for, but I believe these are the other ones that I have to use. I'll have another video that'll be posting up just to kind of walk through. I know I've had some questions about how you program these modules and how you get the wiring diagrams or the instructions on how to actually connect them into the vehicle. So I'll go through that with the application that they have. You can install it on your computer and then and do all that. In order to do that, you do need one of these ADS USB cables. And this is essentially a USB cable that plugs into the remote start right back here in this black 4-pin connector right there. And once you do that, the application allows you to flash the firmware that's needed for your vehicle, and it'll give you the instructions, and in many cases it'll actually give you now the wires that you specifically need to find on the vehicle and photos of where they're located. So it's pretty great little system that they have. So let's see, I've gone through, I guess, 3 of the items that you need to do this remote start. The last item is the actual remotes. Now you do have the option of using, in this case, the factory remote for your vehicle. So if you look at the box here, it says 3X lock start. So you do have the option, if you don't want to buy add-on remote for the system, you can just use your factory remote. So you could take the key fob or the remote or the key from your vehicle, and it'll basically, you tap it 3 times, it'll turn on the vehicle. The only issue with that, I would say, is that factory key fobs typically don't have great range, and because of that, you don't always have the you don't always know if your vehicle is going to turn on or not. Plus, it's only one-way communication, right? The vehicle doesn't let you know. So you do have some great upgrade options with this particular remote start system here, because you can buy a remote such as this, which is a 2-way, and this one has some great range. It's a 3,000 foot max range remote remote kit, and there are other options that CompuStar gives you. So you do have the option of buying cheaper models that are one-way communication, where the remotes will only send the signal out to the vehicle to start. You don't get confirmation back on the remote. The 2-way systems will typically let you know, hey, by either chirping or lighting up, that the vehicle has started. And it's great because sometimes, you know, you might be a little too far from your vehicle, so it might not actually, the signal might not actually make it to start the vehicle. So you can give it another go once you're closer, or reposition yourself somewhere else. If you're in your house and you've parked your vehicle down the block or something, you can go by a window and send the signal out. and you'll get the chirps back to let you know it's on. So in this last final piece of the puzzle here, I'll open this up. So in this kit, you basically get the two-way remote, you get a one-way remote, and then you get the antenna for the vehicle, or to mount on the vehicle, and then you get the wiring to connect to the actual remote start unit. Pretty easy to find. It's this blue 4-pin plug right over here. You plug that one end in there and you plug the other end, route the wire up through your vehicle, and it goes to the antenna. You just stick that antenna right up on top of the vehicle, somewhere in the center windshield, and you're good to go. And it also comes with a battery here for, looks like this particular model has a AAA battery for this two-way key fob. And that's basically it with these pieces. I'll be able to do the full installation for a 2013 Honda CR-V. And the next video, like I said, I'll go through some of the steps to actually flash the module, this one, to actually flash this, and the software on the laptop. And then after that, we'll go ahead and actually get a proper recording of the installation, which should be pretty simple. It doesn't look like it's very difficult at all for this particular vehicle. So stay tuned. We'll get that coming.